All right, going live in three, two, one. Well, this is totally random with Katie. We're up to episode number 10. We have Katie on today. How are you doing today, Katie?
I'm good. I'm back at my apartment. I'm doing good.
Good. So you were, as we were talking about before we went live, you got stuck in some major snow or ice, I should say. Maybe not snow, but ice, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, so we had like a huge ice storm. It was like probably it was Thursday night, Thursday all throughout the day, and then Friday it kind of just stayed very icy and people the plows were coming by, but it wasn't getting a lot done because everything just kept refreezing because it was so cold. So I was stuck at work from Wednesday night till last night. I was almost going to stay again last night, but I was like, you know what? I need to go home. I need to shower. I'm going crazy in this studio. Um,
So,
Thankfully, like we were able to like walk around and stuff. And one of my coworkers brought his dog, so then I had a little dog to play with while I was there.
oh, I hope the dog was friendly. I guess it sounds like he was if you were playing with him.
Yeah, it was funny. Every time the door opened and the doorbell would go off, he would bark. But other than that, he was like quiet and the sweetest little dog the whole time. But he's probably just excited, like who's coming because he heard the doorbell
Uh-huh.
open.
So,
The door.
so sleeping at your job, was there like, I mean, are there other people? I assume there was a lot of people there with you. I mean, did you have like did you have, is there room for enough people to sleep there?
Yeah, at first I was wondering like how it was gonna go if we were all just gonna sleep in the sales office and have like a huge party or something. But everyone has different shifts, so most of the people that did stay have offices, so they all kind of camped out in their office and they have like chairs or couches or put like blow up mattresses in their offices. I don't have an office, so I ended up sleeping in I think it was some sale like a sales girl's office. I think she does like sales and receptionist stuff. So I slept in her office, and then like one of my coworkers slept in the accounting office that didn't have an office, but everyone else that was pretty much there had an office that they were able to sleep in. So that was nice. There were enough rooms for everyone. But I feel like the place is haunted
Oh, really?
because yeah, well, I've been told it was haunted before and I kind of forgot about it like when I was like trying to go to sleep until one night or the first night my door, like I had two doors like to this office. There was a door and then you go in like this little area and then there's another door. And like the one door I like had shut completely and the other door I like shut, but maybe I'm pretty sure I shut it all the way because I heard like the click go off. But then I was like scrolling through my phone trying to sleep, and I all of a sudden I see something out of the corner of my eye, and the door is opening. And I'm like, wait a second, like why is the door opening? Like there's no, because sometimes like doors will like kind of open when there's like air running or heat running when it kicks on
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. So the door kept opening and I kept shutting it and it kept opening. And then the computer was like making noises and like it turned on at one point, like the screen turned on. And I was just like, what the heck? And that kind of freaked me out. So then I just turned off the computer completely and it kept like making noises like it was on, like it was running and like it was trying to turn on.
Oh,
So it was so weird. And then I couldn't sleep that night, but I just had to keep reminding myself that there were like other people in the building. And then but it was weird because all those noises and stuff were happening till about 5 a.m. till when the sun rose, and then I could hear my coworkers getting up for the morning show,
oh,
and then it stopped like at right when the sun rose. So I was finally able to go to sleep at like 5 in the morning, and
oh.
then the next night it did it a little bit, but not as much. And then last night I was like, "There's no way I'm staying here by myself with this stuff going on."
Well, you said there was a lot of people there. You could have had a little seance, I guess, if you had nothing else better to do. Maybe see if the spirits are bound around, see what they were doing. If they were,
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it's the owner of the radio station. Like that's what I've been told, like the guy from the radio station that like made up the company and like built it kind of
yeah.
lives there. Like after he passed, he just never left this realm and like stayed at the
Oh,
radio station because some people have said they've seen him. I don't like to I tell myself like I don't believe in ghosts because I don't want to see them.
yeah.
Because I feel like once you say you believe in them and want to see them, like then you'll see them. And I no, I don't want to see you. Like that's scary. People that ghost hunt, props to you because I don't think I could do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, most of those are. I think most of those ghost hunter shows are probably pretty much staged anyway. I don't know. I don't watch them. I just assume that. But yeah. But that'd be interesting if someone actually could get a photo of this. I mean, you'd thinking with
Mhm.
everyone having a phone in their hand, you'd thinking someone would catch something. So
You probably need some like red light, or green light. I don't know what type of light it is, but to like capture that image. Because I know there was a guy that worked there that actually did, he went places like that people thought were kind of like haunted, and they would go and like capture the sound and like for the recordings. Like I forget, I think he might have called himself like a ghost hunter. I'm not sure. But that's what he did for a job. And at one point he's like, "Do you want me to come to your apartment to see if you have any ghosts there?" And I was like, "No, thanks. I don't want to know." Because like, what are you going to do if you find one? Then I'm just going to be freaking out. And he's like, "Oh, then we'll have someone come and like splash, like do this whole like ritual." And I was just like, "No,
I,
it's just I don't think so."
I hope you. I mean, I get. Do you know the guy well enough? I mean, is that what his true intent was when he's saying he wants to come over? And I was like, if somebody said they want to come to my house, I'll be like, yeah, I'm not so, yeah, not so much there. And even if there was, I were to believe in something like that, I'd be like, I'd be wondering what their true intent was. If you know him well enough, then maybe it's
Right.
him. So that's
Mhm.
why I was asking that. So,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think at the time though, I was like texting my friend, like, "Hey, do you also want to come over tonight? Like, and see what this is all about?" Because because it's interesting too. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'll,
Yeah. So ice and ghosts simultaneously. What a scenario. Who would have thought? It's like this ice storm and then the possible ghost as well. That's interesting. So world of
this cat's biting my finger right now. No, let
maybe
go.
you should explain what's going on. Your cat is actually on the right next to you. So
I've been trying to get her off this chair for 10 minutes and she will not budge. So we're sharing the chair right now and she's looking at me like she's about to eat me because I'm stealing her spot.
well, before we go too far, we got a couple of people say hi, Katie and Zimu. Hello.
Mhm.
Good guitarist Karen says hello, Zoom. Hello, and good to see you. Don't forget to say hi to Katie as well. And Od says I was watching older episodes of your shows since the name of this. Here's a random question: how did you meet your guests? Are they friends, colleagues, subscribers? Oh, we met. I put an ad out, and I was looking for people to do shows with, and that's how most of them came on board. Some of them I contacted. They were other YouTubers, so it depends. So some of them responded to an ad. Other people I just met through YouTube. So let's see.
She's literally gnawing at my arm.
I can see me.
All those marks.
You could see I saw a little paw come up there. I couldn't see. And Deshaun's Play 3.0, Deshaun's Play 3.0 says hi as well. So cool. Also, before we go too far, if you'd like to support what we're doing, I have an affiliate link in the description below for NordVPN. So if you'd like to purchase the service, that would help us fund what we're doing. And I've used it in the past. It's a pretty good service. If you want to protect your identity, hide your location, go on the internet, maybe even try to watch movies and TV shows from streaming services that block you from different countries, that works as well. If you the price that they're offering is, I believe, more than half off, which is a pretty good deal. And as I said before, it helps fund what we're doing, and we really appreciate that. So the as far as your experience, I've had an experience where where I've worked at radio stations where it's gotten to the point where the snow is so bad, people are like they didn't want to go home. And
Mhm.
I would say sometime between 2008 and 2010, there was a major storm that came through, and there was a hotel right next door to Clear Channel where I used to work, and they said we can put you up for the night, and I said no, I really don't want to do that, and I'm the kind of person that just I'll brave the snow regardless of how bad it is. I'll drive through it, and I went I came I do know that I left, and the snow was so bad I actually experienced my first whiteout condition to the point where I couldn't see anything outside the windshield of my car for like anyway because it was just so white, and it lasted for about 10 seconds. So that was very scary. So I didn't know what to do, but then it cleared out and I was able to get past it. Other than that, the snow, it wasn't too bad. It was bad, but it wasn't as bad. I mean for me it's not that I'm not trying to brag or anything, but it's just like, I can get through the most of that stuff. And
Oh,
so
and it's scary.
yeah.
Especially I've been through like a situation where it was white like that, and I almost thought like, wow, am I dying? Like, cause it's just like white all around you, and it's like, am I just driving to like through the clouds right now?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I couldn't see anything except for I couldn't even see my car, except yeah, just the windshield. I couldn't see the hood of the car. That's how white it was. It was just unbelievable. So, but yeah. And the only other situation I had that was kind of interesting was I was at WTOP. This was probably about 5 years earlier, and there was a major snowstorm in DC. There's DC, Virginia, Maryland. Maryland decided to shut down all the roads in Maryland. They said it was illegal to drive on the roads because the snow was so bad. I lived in Virginia, so I wasn't affected by it. But at the radio stations, since it's a full service station, it's fully staffed 24/7. We're talking like at least 30 people there at a time. The vast majority of people that worked there lived in Maryland, so they were all stuck there. So they couldn't go anywhere. So I know I left. I went home. I was like, yeah, I braved the snow and got home. But I just can imagine, the not being able to drive. That's like it was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. I think Maryland was just overreacting, but it was pretty scary for a lot of people. So
Yeah, and I think it depends what roads you take too, because like they were posting pictures here, like this is the roads, and I'm like, oh, they look fine. But then as soon as you turn down one road, it's all ice. You just kind of have to take main roads and
yeah,
um,
in fact, one of the storms, it might have been that same storm. There's a guy, his name was Dimitri. He worked at WTOP. He lived in Virginia, so he didn't, for whatever reason, I think he left his car there. I gave him a ride to his place in Alexandria as we went down into Alexandria, and when we got a few blocks from his house, the snow was bad enough that I didn't want to stop. So while the car was moving, he opened the door. I was driving slowly. He actually got out and while the car was moving and jumped out while the car was still moving because I was afraid to stop. He was fine. It wasn't like it was, like, but we were the next day we were laughing about it because it was just so funny because I was afraid that the snow had gotten that deep. I was afraid it was going to bottom out. And if I stopped, I was going to get stuck somewhere. So I just slowed down just enough so he could get out safely, and then just kept on going. And then I
my,
just
my
saw him the
gosh,
next.
I've been like jumping out, like doing like somersaults in the snow.
Say it. You broke up a little bit. Say it again.
Oh, I just said I pictured him like jumping out like in a car in a movie and just doing like somersaults in the snow.
It wasn't that fast. Not that fast. That would have been funny, but yeah, no, it was safe enough so he could just get out and just kind of walk away. But yeah, but that was probably the only time I felt kind of bad, but at the same time it was kind of like I said, we were laughing about it the next day, so it wasn't a big deal. But so let's take a look. Let's see. We can take. People. Well, it looks like the people are commenting to each other. So we got Waddy Gamer coming back saying hi everyone, and everybody's commenting to each other there. So we got a. Let's go take our. Oh, before we go too far, I got something to show you. I'm going to get your. I want you to. It's a little video that I found on YouTube, and what I'll do is I'm going to play this for you. I'm going to bring it up here. Basically, a woman brought her car in to be repaired. Here we go. So here's the video. And what I'll do is I'll play it for you, and you try to guess what the problem was with her car. Are you ready?
Okay.
Here we go. There's no sound on this. It's so here we go.
Is that a cat?
It's a cat.
I
Yes.
just thought it was a raccoon.
And there's the woman. That's her right there. So.
So she was driving with her cat in there and was wondering what the sound was.
I guess there's no description. That's all you see. That's the only video. It's only like 10 seconds long. So
That would make a good like fake TikTok video, like because I feel like some of those videos up there are definitely planned. I feel like that's gonna be my first TikTok. I'm gonna put my cat in my car and get
yeah.
someone to go along with it.
I got one more to show you real quick. Hold on. I think you'll like this one too. So I get to come up here. Okay, here we go. So we got the cat. They're going to pop the hood on their car. And this time they have several cats. Were you able to see that?
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like you would think they would be hearing them meowing or something, or like
Yeah.
well,
So,
that's you know what's funny though is I think they do go in cars because my cat was actually found in a car on the highway. So I
oh,
don't know if they found her. They said they found her like underneath the car, like up in something.
oh, okay. Okay.
So
my guess is they're going under the engine compartment primarily because they crawl up under from underneath. They think it's probably
Mm.
something no one can get there. That's why they think it's pretty all isolated. They don't realize that there's a hood that can well that we can get through it from the top. So they think that they're like hiding completely, and then they're surprised to see that oh, there's someone actually when someone pops the hood, they're like oh you actually broke my my isolation, so to speak. There.
And they
So
probably weren't. You'd think it would like hurt them if like they were driving with that running, wouldn't it? Or no? I don't know.
if they were if they were in certain parts obviously the heat of the exhaust obviously and then anything to do with the belts if they got caught in the belt and they were like snagged in that obviously that could even kill them so but in those situations the one cat looked like it was at the front so he or she was probably in the safe enough spot and the other one they hadn't started the car yet so they were just they fortunately they popped the hood before they did that so
Well, yeah, but I feel like it must have been making noise at some point for them to open the hood of like what's going on with my car.
yeah,
Must be
yeah.
scary.
I wish I had a description. I wonder if the one who drove it in there is like, I hear a meow, but I can't figure out what's going on. Could you check it out for me? So,
That's like my cat jumped in the washing or the dryer, I guess, uh, when had someone watch it. So like um they said like, "Oh yeah, I had the door shut on the dryer and I couldn't find her at one point and I heard all this noise and I was like, is that her name's Zola?" He's like, "Was that Zola? Like where is Zola?" And like then he like was looking around the laundry room and like couldn't find her and then all of a sudden he like opened the dryer door and she like sprinted out and he's like, "Good thing I didn't turn that on." I'm just like, "Oh my gosh."
yeah, that wouldn't have been very good. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think cats. Well, in my experience, I'm sure you've seen this as well. Maybe is that they like to hide just and they find a place where no one can find them, and I think that's what they're doing. They're just looking for a place to be isolated by themselves. So. But oh, let's do one more video just for fun. This will be the last one, I promise. This one I'll play the sound on it because actually you can hear the sound. There you
God.
go. This one's only like 10 seconds long.
Like poor cat.
Sorry. I thought that was kind of cute too. So I don't think the cat's gonna get lost in that one. So alrighty. Okay, so OD has a question. Says these shows with Katie talk about movies, just random things. We'll talk about TV shows, movies, whatever we feel like talking about. So today we may discuss the TV show like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and see where we go with that. So, but yeah, it's whatever we feel like talking about. So. All right, so let's check our question from talking about Breaking Bad. Let's check our question from last week. We asked which is better, uh, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, or El Camino, and it's pretty much the same
Wow,
as
they're
last.
tied.
Yeah, it's 86% was Breaking Bad, so that didn't change. I mean, the number of votes obviously increased, but the percentage is basically the same as before. So 7% tie, yeah, with Better Call Saul and El Camino. It's interesting. So, yeah, I guess at least with our viewers, I'm definitely in the minority. So as far as
Yeah.
that, so, and you said, well, you haven't had a chance to watch Better Call Saul, so you can't really give a proper vote yet, could you?
No, but I do like Better Call Saul now that I'm almost done with the first season. I think I'm on episode like 8 or 9. I think
Oh,
there might be like 10 or so in the first season. Well, I don't know exactly how many there are, but
I
um
think it was. I think you're
I
right. I
don't
think it
know.
was 10, but yeah.
Yeah, like Better Call Saul. Like so I feel like well, at least at this part where I'm at in Better Call Saul, I feel like it's not as dramatic as Breaking Bad. Like it's more like kind of just a I don't even know what type of TV show you would consider it.
Yeah, that's why the people who like Breaking Bad probably don't. Some of them, like you said, you heard it was not as good as Breaking Bad, maybe because they were expecting it to be more like the same style, and it didn't. It didn't. It's written differently. It's like
Yeah.
because it's more of a legal aspect. They do a lot of legal stuff in there, which is something they didn't do in Breaking Bad. So
And I think Breaking Bad, at least at this point, the characters seem a lot stronger. Like it's just more intense because Walter's so intense. But I feel and like Saul, he's a very like caring, loving character, and like where I feel like Walter is more like you want to like him, but then you know he's the bad guy, so do you like him? And it's kind of like a lot of back and forth. But I feel like with Saul, like he's just like a good guy. Like I don't think like anything's like I haven't seen him do anything like really wrong. So I feel like he's more of like it, and I don't know if that's part of it because it's I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, like, where I feel like Walter's more it's like, what do I like him? Do I not like him? And you don't really know because he's doing bad stuff, but he also, like, you wanna root for him because you know he has, like, the cancer, but then is he using the cancer as, like, just an excuse? But, like, Saul, he's just an overall good guy, so it's not as intense
Well, I
right
guess
now.
they're both basically going both the stories basically show them going from good people to being bad people though, in a sense.
Oh, do they? Okay, so I'm just not at that point yet.
So I mean, Walt starts off as a good guy, with his cancer, and he's not trying to do the first you said like you said at this point in the first season of Breaking Bad. Uh-oh. Is that your cat?
I just slammed my foot. I didn't realize that there was a bar right there, and I was trying to
Oh.
kick a toy at her. Oh my god, just broke my foot.
Oh, you okay? Oh goodness. Basically, like, at this point in the first season of Breaking Bad, I don't remember exactly, but wasn't it still like you said, he was dealing with the cancer, so you're kind of hoping that he gets better, right? And
Yeah,
but as the story progresses, obviously, he becomes more and more, into a bad person, into that state. So, um, I mean, I'm not really giving much away, but I mean, when you see Saul for the first time in Breaking Bad, that's the kind of person that he's eventually going to turn into in Better Call Saul. So
okay.
so
Yeah, I was
this
wondering at what point he turns to Saul because he's still technically Jimmy
Jimmy.
at this
Yeah,
point. Yeah. I was
yeah.
gonna say Jerry.
Jer
Still Jimmy.
So, let's take a look at the answers we got. They all suck. Okay. Entitled to your opinion. Breaking Bad for me is great. Yeah, great series, even though I didn't watch the other series, but I think must be a great series. Okay. Jesse, we have To Cook, Walter White. Uh, Teen Wolf is also better. Okay. That's I'm not okay. I'm not sure what that
Another
says to do with
TV
Breaking
show.
Bad, but
No, it's not. It's a TV show.
oh, is it a TV show called Teen Wolf? Oh, okay. I'm thinking
Mhm.
of the movie with Michael J. Fox. So,
Oh, I think yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a TV show.
okay. This question is more effective than CIA interrogations. Okay. Uh, let's see. BB, the goat. What does goat mean again? Someone had to explain this one.
Yeah, that's the greatest of all time.
Thank you. Thank you. Uh, Better Call Saul is getting better over the years and only has one season left to go, but Breaking Bad is the best without a doubt. Uh, Odie saying Breaking Bad bar none, and Jar Jar Bell something says Breaking Bad without a doubt. So, a vast majority of people here definitely in the comments and the votes are matching up very much so. Interesting. So, very interesting. All right. How do you feel? I mean, you haven't seen El Camino at all. I have not seen El Camino, so I guess I can't comment about that one. But yeah, so I
No.
guess like I said, I'm definitely in the minority right now. So and that doesn't mean I don't like Breaking Bad at all. I think it's a good show. It's just I just tend to like Better Call Saul a little better. So, but
Why do you like Better Call Saul better?
I haven't seen Breaking Bad in so long, so I don't know. I can't really give a. I know I gave an explanation last time, but I'm not
Mhm.
sure if that explanation really holds up right now because I have not seen. I mean, I watched before we went live today. I watched the first, like I was telling you before. I watched the first 2.5 episodes of Better Call Saul, and I barely remembered what they were about. So I watched Breaking Bad before that, so I can't. At this point, I don't think I can give an honest answer. So I just maybe I'd have to watch both of them all over again to actually give a better reason. If I do that, maybe my opinion might change as well. So I don't know. So it's just it was Breaking Bad was a show that I watched. I just kind of forgot after I finished watching it. And as was breaking it with Better Call Saul, I've watched all the seasons, but I've just kind of forgotten, what happened as it went along. I'm not that into it as some people might be. So I've been into shows where I'll watch it from beginning to end. And I can watch the entire show and remember every single detail. And this is not one of those. These series are not like that for me. I rewatch them and I just kind of forget them after I watch them for a while. So at this point, I can't give an honest reason as to why I like it better. I need to watch them both from beginning to end to give a better reason. So,
Why what is a show that you really liked that you did pay attention to every detail kind of
of the
thing?
there be two of them. Battlestar Galactica from 2009 to 2000 or 2003 to 2009 was one, and then the other one was the TV show Lost, which ran from like 2004 to
Oh,
2010. So, yeah, I can remember I can remember everything about those shows for some reason, even though those shows came out before both of these shows did. So, and yeah, I can, it's just something about it. I just got so lost, pardon the pun there, in watching the show. You know, but I allowed myself to I just got so engulfed in watching. I just had to go on the internet and talk to people on the forums about things. You know, so I was really engrossed in the show. Unlike these shows, I just watch them just for fun. I don't really get that engrossed. So.
what was I've heard of Lost. I don't think I've heard of the other one. What is that
Battlestar
about?
Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, that's Battlestar Galactica? I thought you said it was, like, 2003 to 2009 was it the show, and I was like, "What is that?"
Oh, yeah. I said that because not to confuse it with the original Battlestar Galactica, which came out in 1978.
Oh,
There was
okay,
another.
I didn't say Battlestar, okay.
Yeah, and not to say that the original one from 1978 was bad. It's just that there was some campiness to it that what they with the more modern version they took the campiness out. They just made it a very serious drama. So
Mhm.
so it makes it more compelling to watch. So that's uh,
Hmm,
it's basically science. It's my dad referred to it like a soap opera in a sense, but in outer space. So, and the basic premise is people are their planet is destroyed and they have to find a new home. They're in spaceships trying to find a new home. That's the basic premise of the story.
okay. And what is Lost about again? I know I've heard about it, like, a million times, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the funny part. It's funny that you ask because Lost is like even people that watch it don't know because it was so confusing. It was
That's why
really
you're lost in it.
but the basic premise was they land on an island and the island has magical powers. And I'm using the term magic because that's the writers term refer to as magic, but basically as magical powers. And as the story goes along, you get to see the backgrounds of all the characters. They give really deep background stories, a lot of flashbacks. And as the story progresses, the mystery of the islands is keep on giving more and more mysteries. And then the story there's 6 seasons. Each season is like they try to make a completely different kind of story. And by the final season, it's like a follow-up, like a wrap-up season. So they try to give you some of the answers, but they don't really give you all the answers. So it's kind of a letdown at the end, in my opinion. Other people say that too. Other people are satisfied. I was not completely satisfied with it. So, but that's the basic premise. They're on this island. They want to get home, but then it turns out it's like there's more to it than just getting home. It's like an exploration of what's on the island, the characters, how they interact, and how it turns out not before they came to the island, they actually had their people that they knew interacted with them. So there's like a big tree of people that they actually that knew each other, but they didn't know that they knew each other. So it's like it's all interwoven. It's like a very interwoven plot. It's
Hmm,
that's the best way to describe it because it really is hard to describe. So and like I said, even people who have watched it from beginning to end still don't fully understand it. So, but
okay. Hmm,
I would recommend it. But I don't know. For me, I'd say be prepared for a letdown for the final episode. That's what I'd say. So, but if you're interested in science fiction kind of stuff and that it's and mystery, it's definitely something worth watching. So.
yeah, I'll have to check it out. I know that was a big one back then.
Yeah. So, and the thing is with Lost, with the exception of one episode, you have to watch all the other episodes for it to make sense. There's one episode that's a standalone episode, but other than that, all the other episodes you have to have actually watched everything else for it. If you don't watch the other episodes, it's not going to make any sense. So,
Okay.
alrighty. So for today's question, we were going to ask.
Yeah. Have you ever been stuck at work or anywhere because of the weather?
Been,
I
you
feel like our questions are so weird sometimes.
well, as long as they're worded that's good. That's the important thing. Ever been stuck at work or so? Wait a minute. How should we say it? Stuck. You said at work or somewhere else.
Yeah, or I guess that could just be somewhere well, I guess we could say, have you ever been stuck somewhere because of the weather? And we could put like at work.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, one of the options. You forgot the word been though.
somewhere.
And the worst part about it is though, is like when you're at home, you're like in the comfort of your home and you have all your stuff. I just don't like the like being stuck somewhere because I'm like, what if something happens to me? Like I feel like I'm a hypochondriac sometimes. Like I'm like, oh my God, what if I have a heart attack or like I get a fever and get an infection while I'm here like at the radio station and like I can't get out and then I'm just gonna die here because like I can't leave. And like that's like the worst part, knowing you can't like I mean, you'd like to think an ambulance would come and save you if that was like the issue and they would make their way there. But I don't know. Sometimes that stuff is just like anxiety provoking, like knowing like you're physically like with quarantining and stuff, like you were stuck at your house, like you shouldn't go out and unless you like really needed to or like had to go to the doctor's office. But when you're physically stuck somewhere because of the weather, like and you like legitimately can't get out, like that's terrifying.
That's interesting. I don't feel that.
At least to me.
It's interesting. I mean, if you were to have like a like a medical situation, they would be able to get to your. They should be able to get to where you're located. I mean,
You would think.
the I don't think it'd be. I mean, I remember. I'm sure they still do this. A lot of times they'll ask for people that have 4x4s, 4-wheel drive vehicles, to volunteer when a big storm comes. I don't know if they do that where you are,
Mhm.
but I use in this area a lot. They'll say, do you, if anyone has a 4x4, 4-wheel drive vehicle, if you could help us out during the any emergency situations, we'd be really grateful. And so a lot of people with big trucks will come on and actually help the ambulance drivers get to where they need to go because of that. So
Yeah, that's really nice. I don't know if they do that here. Maybe. There's a
yeah.
lot of trucks, so I would hope so.
I I would think it's interesting. I'm not really as long as I have enough food, I'm usually fine. I usually don't worry about it. So and electricity too, of course. If I don't have electricity, then yeah, that's going to be a big problem right there. So
Yeah, I know we were worried about that, and that was, like, the one good thing about being stuck at work is there's generators there, and I don't think I have a generator here. I highly doubt this place has a generator, so
yeah, yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, based on my experience from beginning of January, yeah, it's not fun when it goes down. So
I would
the
think so.
And yeah, my first night when the power went out, I didn't have any electricity because I couldn't get my generator going yet. So the first night it dropped down to below freezing. So it was very, very, very cold that night. So,
Mm.
and then, but the next 4 nights after that, I had the generator going, so it was okay. So let's see. So have you ever? Let me read. Have you ever been stuck somewhere due to the weather, such as at work or snow or school? I mean,
I
so,
don't know.
do you want to add anything to that? Does it look good?
That's good.
Okay. I guess we could. Oh, and maybe another thing we could say, if so, give an example, maybe. How about that?
Sure.
Or if so, yeah. How about I make it more simple? Leave a comment. I guess it's more direct. There we go.
More of a comment?
Yeah. Okay. All
Are you
right.
saying leave a comment or leave more of a comment?
Oh, whoops. Oh, leave me right. I don't know why I put more in there. There we go. Yes, I'll leave a comment. There. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So I guess what? Just yes and no, maybe.
Yes, no, almost, but I left.
Almost. Almost. Does that you want to put glad I left as an alternate one, as a completely different one, or uh,
Um,
spelled almost?
almost,
Do you want to put glad I left on that one?
sh almost, but I left?
Okay.
Or do you think glad I left? Almost,
Um,
but I left.
how glad I left sounds pretty good. You want to do that? We can
Sure.
do. Well, okay.
Or we could do almost glad I left and almost or yes, but wish I stayed.
Oh, oh, like two separate ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to do the, uh, well, so we could do.
So yeah, almost glad I left. That's good. I like
Okay.
what you said.
Okay.
And then
Yeah. Okay. And then another almost, or
no, just yes, but I wish I stayed.
okay. I see. Yes, but I wish I. There we go. But I wish I'd stay.
Does that
Yes.
make sense? Does almost glad I left make sense? You've been stuck somewhere due to the weather.
Uh. Yeah.
I feel like maybe would it make more sense if it was almost, but I wish I stayed? Wait, no, because almost means that you didn't leave, but you almost left, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe it wouldn't be almost glad I left. Because almost would be like you almost left, but you didn't,
Okay.
right?
um. Almost. Did you ever been stuck? I almost got stuck, but glad I left. No, that's right. I think that's right. Sounds right to me. So you could
Oh,
say, have you ever been stuck somewhere? I almost was, but I'm glad I left. Right.
oh,
So
okay. Yeah, if you say it like that, yeah, that
okay.
makes sense.
And and then the other one, have you ever been stuck? Then yes, but I wish yes, but I wish I'd stayed. Oh, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. I guess no. Wouldn't that be no?
Yeah, maybe I'm reading the question wrong. Have you ever been stuck somewhere due to the weather?
So
No.
that would be no. I wish I'd stayed.
Oh, okay. No, but I wish I stayed.
Yeah, that makes more sense, right? There you go.
I
Okay.
think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
because yeah, if you ask the question, have you ever been stuck somewhere due to the weather? No, I've not, but I wish I'd stayed.
Okay. Yeah. I was reading it wrong.
Okay. So, okay. Essay. Okay, is that look good? I think we're good. Have you ever been stuck somewhere due to the weather, school, or work, such as at school or work? If so, leave a comment. Yes, no. Almost glad I left. No, but I wish I'd stayed. Okay. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. All right. Cool. All right, we'll come back to let me get out off the screen there. All right. So, so you have so you so this we're finally getting to our discussion now of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I mean, we kind of touched on it last week. So now this is something you just better Breaking Bad is something you just recently watched. Is that right?
Yeah, so I just finished that probably at the beginning of the new year. But like you said, like you've even watched it longer, and I'm already starting to feel like I'm forgetting about it, like what happened during it. Um, but I thought it was a good show. I'm trying to think of what else to say that I haven't really said yet, and I don't know if I should wait till I like watch all of Better Call Saul so I can kind of compare them more, or so I watch El Camino. I'm honestly surprised that El Camino and Better Call Saul got the same rating because from what I've heard is I heard El Camino's not that good.
Mm. Okay,
But
yeah. I've not had a chance to watch it, and the only reason I didn't watch El Camino was because I'd forgotten so much of Breaking Bad that I felt like when I started to watch it, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I forgot who these characters are." And I'm like, "Who is this?" And I remember, obviously, recognized Jesse right away. He was in there, and I was like, "Okay," but I don't recognize any of these other characters. But I remember seeing them. I just don't know who they are. So I felt like I was like, at that point, I was like, maybe I better get a refresh before I go back into it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be
mhm.
I'm not gonna know what's going on. So I can't that's why I didn't watch it. I do have it, I just don't have it I just need to sit down and somehow refresh myself or watch the show again. That's the only way I could probably watch it and get a good idea if I really like it. So, I would think if from where you are, if since you've recently watched it, it might be a good idea if you're like me and you just kind of forget it after a while, you might wanna watch, Breaking, the El Camino just so you know where you're at. It's so you don't,
Yeah.
so you otherwise, it might be too far away, like me, and you're like, "Oh my goodness, I don't know. I don't remember all these characters, so it wouldn't make any sense." So,
Well, and that's why I kinda wanted to watch El Camino as soon as I was done watching Breaking Bad, but the person I was watching it with, they're like, "No, you can't watch El Camino right away. You have to, like, wait a while because, like, you just can't watch it right away." And I'm like, "Well, why?" Because it's literally the story of what happens after the show. Like, you wanna watch it while it's, like, fresh in your mind. And I think that's why, like, then we also waited to start to watch Better Call Saul because they're like, well, you can't watch it right away because Breaking Bad is so good that you have to like give yourself a little space because then you're gonna just compare Breaking Bad to Better Call Saul because it's like the same, but it's like a completely, like you were saying, like different style. Um, but I
right,
was like, I don't care. I just want to watch it because one, I don't even know what else to watch right now, and I'm in it, and I know the characters. I want to like continue to watch it.
right. Now, as far as you said, you've gotten almost through the first season of Better Call Saul, is that right? So,
Mhm.
I recently, like, I think I said this, I watched just today I watched the first 2 episodes of Better Call Saul, and I forgot that as the first season goes along, don't they show Jimmy with like as he before he was a lawyer? Or are you up to that point? Because I was because
Um,
the first 2 episodes he was already a lawyer, and that threw me off because I couldn't remember. Because they showed how he became a lawyer, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I haven't got to that yet.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I don't mean to give anything away there. Sorry.
No, just
The
don't tell me what he was yet.
because okay. Well, since I've already said that part, I thought that the first season was just him, how he became a lawyer. Now, and so when I watched the first and second episode today, I was like, oh, wait a minute, he's already a lawyer and he's already taking cases. So
Mm,
I'm not sure how that flowed in exactly. The other thing that kind of threw me off was Kim, who's a main character throughout most of the show, was hardly even in the first 2 episodes. She was like barely in them.
yeah.
And Kim is like, I like her character a lot, and I was like super surprised to see that. It's like remember because I remember, of course, that she was just not even there. She was like hardly in the shows. She didn't make a major appearance until the third episode. So,
Well, and I
and
think that's where I was at the first time we started talking about it, and you said she was such a main character, and I was like, "Wait, is she? 'Cause she's, like, barely been in it."
oh, okay, okay. So now, yeah, we're having the same kind of reaction now. Yeah. So, and
Um,
she was a wait, one second. Oh, ODS. Did he ask another question? No, he didn't. No, sorry. Just someone asked. Says, I'm not sure what that means. You, okay? You back. So, but
I
yeah,
just
the.
found oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Oh, I just found some questions that I can ask that we can talk about, but once
Oh,
you
yeah, sure. Yeah. Let me say about Kim. Yeah, but yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not gonna give anything away, but yeah, Kim is definitely, since I already said it, is definitely a major part of the whole show, and she's become one of my favorite parts of the whole show to watch. Of course, Mike is in there as well, and
mhm,
the first season, I remember the first season kind of dragging on as to how the two of how Jimmy and him became friends, because it doesn't at first they're not friends, and it takes a while for that whole bond for our relationship, I guess you could say, to form. So, but the Kim's character is it's she's almost as important as Jimmy as the series progresses. It really is that she's that strong of a character during the show. Mike is there, but he doesn't seem to be as much as important as the two of them. So it's as the that's what I remember as and I can't remember where the last season left off, where the end of the last season. So, but anyway,
the
yeah.
first.
What were you gonna say? Were you gonna say something else?
Well, no, like, you brought up a good point about Kim being so prominent in Better Call Saul that this article is literally talking about where is Kim Wexler in the whole Breaking Bad? Like, she doesn't appear at all. Like, where is she when,
Oh,
um, Saul's dealing with Walter White? Like, this whole, like, big thing, like, where is Kim in this? Like, is she unless they tell you at the end of Better Call Saul what happens to her, where she goes, but it's weird that she doesn't make a reappearance like all these other characters do in Breaking Bad.
right. Yeah, and in fact, if you go onto different forums, well, I just watch YouTube videos. That's a big question. How are they going to wrap that up? How are they going to end the series with her? And my theory was, I don't know if you want me to tell you my theory because it doesn't
Oh,
really
yeah,
give any.
go ahead.
Okay. My theory is that she probably gets killed off something by the end of the show. That's my theory. So other people are theorizing that she's actually there, but you just don't see her. So and that somehow, because you've seen how they at the beginning of some of the Better Call Saul episodes, you see him after Breaking Bad in those black and white segments.
Yeah.
They're theorizing that somehow maybe may come back to him at the very end. Like those little black and white segments are going to have a little story where she comes back to him at the end or something. So
Oh, at the end of Breaking Bad.
yeah, yeah.
I
So
mean, because realistically, I think Breaking Bad was filmed first, wasn't it? So
yes,
they probably didn't even have her cast, and they maybe like had the idea of Better Call Saul. I mean, I don't know how the writers wrote it. If they wrote Breaking Bad and they wrote Better Call Saul with that in mind, and then filmed Breaking Bad and still had this script on the sidelines, or if they filmed Breaking Bad and were like, oh, let's do a story on Saul, but they didn't, and then they're like, oh, let's have this Kim character, but she was never like thought of in Breaking Bad. So maybe that's why she never appeared in Breaking Bad. And now they're trying to tie it all together. I mean, that might be realistically how it was that character was just
right.
made up for Better Call Saul.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that she was made up completely after Breaking Bad was finished. I don't think she was ever thought of during the Breaking Bad at all. I'm pretty sure it was just a creation for this show only. I could be wrong, of course, but I think that's how it was done. So, I think it was to give basically to give Jimmy or Saul a love interest. I guess that's the basic
Mhm.
idea. So, and because at the beginning and the thing is, it's kind of hard to tell that for me, I didn't realize they were in a relationship for a long time. So I don't know how you feel if you could catch on to that. It was, first I thought they were just good friends, but then it's like eventually they get more involved in that. So,
Yeah, I feel like I could tell in the first couple episodes something was going on between them. I was like, "Wait a second, like, do they like each other? Do they not?" I'm the type of person, and I need to stop doing this, is I always ask questions during TV shows. People probably hate watching stuff with me, especially if, like, it's someone that's seen the show before, because who I'm watching with, they've seen all these episodes before, and, like, they've seen both of the shows. So I'm always like, "Wait, what is who is she? Like, wait, why is Mike there? Like, why is he friends with him? Like, wait a second, wait, what's going on? What did they just say?" Like, I need to stop doing that because they're like, oh my God, just watch. Because usually when I ask stuff like that, I don't know if you've ever done that, but then like literally in the next scene, it'll be explained to me, like the question that I'm asking. And I'm like,
right.
oh yeah, okay, just kidding, sorry.
Yeah, that's yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's this show is actually I think laid out very well. I mean, Breaking Bad was laid out very, very well. So they had a nice beginning, middle, and end. And this one seems to be structured pretty well. So as it goes on, the other two shows I talked about, Battlestar Galactica and Lost, it was like very obvious as the show went along. They really didn't have an idea where they're taking the show, and it's kind of annoying when especially if the writers are saying, "Well, we know where the show's going to go. We had a plan all along." And it's like when the show wraps up, you're like, "Yeah, that it felt like you just were kind of winging it at the end. You didn't know where to go." So
Mhm.
this one, it feels like they're really putting a major amount of effort, both of them, as to where the show's going. So it feels like it flows well. And like what you're saying is like as the show goes along, you have a question, but then it gets answered because well, the problem
Mhm.
with Lost is you have a question that was asked or a mystery was presented, but it was never answered. And
Yeah.
that's a very, very frustrating part because you're like, well, why did you do that? And I blame it on J.J. Abrams, who's one of the main producers of the show, because he likes to create this environment where you fill in the gaps, you fill in the missing gaps. You're not like he'll leave something out, and instead of answering it, he'll just have you like fill in your head what you think it's supposed to be. And so,
Yeah, I don't
I,
like stuff like that. I
yeah,
mean, it makes you think, but like, I'm like, no, I want an answer.
yeah, and that's the problem with Lost is there was way too many answers or questions that were never answered, and a lot of people got frustrated with that. So, and I think this show does a very good job of not doing that. Both the shows. So,
There's this show that like okay, so there's this one specific scene in 7, I think the one I just watched,
okay.
where they're, like, sitting, at the, like, police station or something, and there's this wall of, like it says, like, wanted people, like, wanted posters. I have a picture of it on my phone because I sent it and was like, "Hey, does this mean something?" Because, like, they framed it in a way, like, where their heads were so low, so this, like, thing was perfectly, like, in the shot, and they showed it, like, so many times that I'm like, "There must be someone on that wall that they're, like, wanting us to notice." But, like, not notice because like the people are having a conversation. But I'm like, why are they making this shot so relevant that they're showing all these wanted people? So I like paused it and like looked at all the people, but like no one looks familiar. And I don't know if it like maybe it was just a shot. Like maybe they wanted us to think that someone was in there, but there wasn't. But it almost was framed in a way that like it made you feel like, oh, I should be looking at that to see if like Walter's up there or like someone's up there.
Oh,
Uh,
right. Yeah.
but I couldn't find a new one.
I can. If you said, do you know if it
But now
was
that I
actually
know that they,
episode 7?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
Hold on a second. I was gonna
I'm pretty sure it was
hold on a
episode
second. I was gonna
7.
try to hold on a second. I was gonna see if I could maybe
3.
I could bring it up here because I have the show on here. I'm gonna
Otherwise, I could, because I have Netflix.
yeah.
So,
I
let's
have
see
the
here.
D. I this in this case I actually own the DVDs for the first season. So trying to.
Um,
Unfortunately, my
ah,
mouse is not working.
here, I could pull it up.
Okay.
It's James. Yeah, it was episode 7.
What?
Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, it's literally right in the beginning.
I can't seem to bring it up for some reason. It's anyway. If you can bring it up, that's fine. Just I can't. For some reason, mine won't let me bring it up. It's playing, but it won't let me bring it up.
Okay, so then do I just do screen share?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
What's the? Is it 5-0? No, bingo. Is it bingo? What's
here.
you have it? Oh, if you have it up, I can bring it up.
I have it. Okay. Did you see it?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh,
Yes, there we go. There we go.
okay. So it's gosh, why is okay? It's like sharing this window and I can't get that button to go away.
Oh, here we go. Actually, I think I finally got. Actually, I think I got it simultaneously.
Oh.
Wait a second. Okay, hold on. Let me. Let me bring. I'm gonna. Okay, that's the wall you're talking about, right? Let me see.
Mhm.
Let me see. Is this? There we go. Here's mine. I was finally able to. Whoops. Drag it out a little bit more there. So it was just before this, right? This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I want to give anything away, but there are appearances throughout the show of people that were in Breaking Bad, but I'm like, I don't want to break. I don't want to give anything away for you. So,
Yeah,
but
like see they frame it like that and then they frame it like closer to their heads and they show it and they just show it so much that I feel like there has to be someone on that wall. Like I don't
yeah,
know if it's that guy. Like um
yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. Unfortunately, I'd have to watch this. Like I said, it's been so long, I can't remember. So, uh, did they show it again?
yeah, they show it several times. They'll show it after they're done talking. Um
I'm bringing it up here.
when the other guy sits down and talks with him.
Oh, that's a lie. Here we go. Oh, there we go.
They
Oh,
like
okay.
that frame. Like that's such a weird frame that the whole thing is in it and like they're barely I mean, they're like on the third line, but
Let's see. Bring my see if we can see a little bit more here.
I know I'm like, who is that? Like, is Walter up there? Is
Yeah,
um,
Walter wouldn't be up there yet. He
yeah, I guess
can't.
he wouldn't be up there
No, he
yet.
wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. It'd be too early for that. So yeah, he could not be up there yet. So
I was
the
thinking
whole
maybe Chico, is that his name? Or like, I don't know, someone.
Nacho, is it Nacho too?
Nacho,
Yeah, I don't see anything.
no
I
one
don't.
looks familiar.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
Maybe it'll come up later, like in the something. Like maybe at the end, like in black and white, they'll post a Walter picture up there. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but yeah, well, yeah. As far as I know, um, yeah, there's no way Walter could be at this, especially at this point.
Right, because this is before.
Maybe by the final season you might see something to do with Walter, but not this early in Better Call Saul. He would be still teaching and everything, so he wouldn't be there yet.
Right.
So let me see what OD says. See, Simon and Katie, could you please say your thoughts about Marvel Studio movies? Are you into superhero movie blockbusters like Spider-Man: No Way Home? So, uh, are you into the Marvel movies? I'm not into them. Sorry.
Yeah,
So,
no, I really like them. I actually got into them probably 3 years ago when I feel like a lot of them were taking off. Like I saw like the Wonder Woman, I'm pretty sure I saw Spider-Man No Way Home. I think I even saw the animated one. I forget what that one's called. There's
actually,
a new one coming out with both Spider-Mans are going to be in it.
yeah, actually, that one I did see. I saw that one already.
Oh, did that come out already?
Yeah, it was Tommy Maguire came back because he was from the one, and then the guy that played it. Oh, I can't remember his name now, but it's
Um,
the
yeah, he's
two.
big
Oh,
as a man. Tom
what's that?
Holland. Tom Holland.
Oh, Tom Holland. Yeah, he's in it, of course. But the guy that played Spider-Man before him was
Oh,
also
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey
Oh,
Maguire.
the other guy?
Yeah, there's another. Yeah, there are
Oh,
three
yeah.
Spider. I can't remember the third one. I can't remember his name now,
Oh,
but
he's also in it?
all three of them are in it. So
It's,
It's called Spider-Man something home. It's not No Way Home.
oh,
It's
yeah, Ian Som is that no, that's not Ian Somerhalder.
oh,
It's is that
no,
wait,
we gotta look that up. Hold on. Let me bring it up here.
I know, I was like, that looks like oh, Andrew Garfield.
Yes, that's it. Yes, yes, yes. So,
I don't so do you have a favorite Spider-Man character? Like, did you like one actor over any of the other ones?
yeah,
Or OG? Did you
okay, yeah. So I'm not into the newer Spider-Man movies. Yeah, OD comes back and says, yeah, it's Andrew Garfield playing the second Spider-Man. Yeah, that's what we're trying to look up.
who OD, who was your favorite Spider-Man? character do you think?
Yeah, and it's why he answers that. Mine would be the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, which
Yeah,
was
I
Tom
really liked
Holland.
him as Spider-Man.
Yeah. Here we go.
Tom
Uh,
Holland is good. He seems so much younger though,
yeah,
but he is
I've
really
only
good.
seen the one movie. That's I guess it's the most recent one. Is that what's called? Is that No Way Home? Oh, maybe it is the one. Okay, maybe that is the new one. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Okay, so that's my mouse is stuck there. Yeah. So Tom Holland. Yeah, and I've that's the only one I saw. He seemed pretty good, but like I said, I've never seen any others. Oh, he likes did respond. Tobey Maguire is his favorite. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat the original. Toby was he was so good at that role.
Hmm. And and Sam Raimi did a good job with the first two movies, but I didn't like the third one of that series very much. But they had the Sandman, so
Oh, I don't
uh,
know if I saw that one. I want
the
to see this one. So this one did come out with all three of them?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was, and that's the only reason I watched it was because Tobey Maguire was in it, and they had some of the other actors. Well, I don't want to give too much away, but there was some elements from the other movies that were in there as well, which I thought was really cool. So because I'd seen the first two movie, I've seen the first three movies, and I liked the first two with Tobey Maguire, and he was making a reappearance. I watched this one so I could because I knew it felt like a continuation of that story as well. It really did. So
Right. Okay. Yeah,
yep.
what are some of the other Marvel movies? Um,
Iron
maybe
Man, of course.
was the not Avengers, like all those Avenger movies? That's
Yes,
Marvel,
yes.
right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm not
I really
um
liked those.
I'm gonna show my age here, but when I think of the Avengers, I think of something completely different. The
I'm pretty sure those were the Avengers. No, maybe it wasn't the Avengers. Wait, what is the show that like had all of them, all the characters come together?
um
I always get them mixed up. I thought like Guardians of the Galaxy was that for some reason.
yeah, the I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. I'm not too much into it, but I was gonna show you mine real quick. This is when I think of the Avengers, I think the one from the 1960s. So
Oh wow.
so
The black and
Patrick
white.
well, actually, it was originally, but went to color eventually. But yeah, so, but Patrick McNee, and he had a side. His partner was always a very talented female. Like it was him and a female partner, and they were always very good at what they did together. So, but that's every time I hear Avengers, I think of this show, not the current Avengers. So, but
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, I'm just gonna buy. Oh, was it Guardian? No, I just said Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe if I type in Tom Holland's character on IMDb, I'll figure out which show I'm thinking of. It was the one that like did all those ones with all the characters. I don't know why I'm blanking on it.
OD came back. So I really like Tom Holland's version. He is very similar to the comics, which I also love. Okay. And he also said Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther. So those are I think he was trying to help you
Oh
with
yeah,
the,
it was Avengers.
yeah.
Okay.
So I can tell you, I've never seen the newer Avengers stuff. I've never seen anything of that. I did see the very first Iron Man movie, but that was like well over 10 years ago when it first came
Black
out.
Panther was really good. I really liked Black Panther.
I did not see Black Panther. I did not see Doctor Strange. I did not see Captain America. So I'm not. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be able to help you, OD, or anybody with those. I've just never seen them. The only problem, I'm not saying they're bad movies, but unfortunately, every time I've tried to watch any of these movies, except for this new one, which I was able to get into, there's too much. Like I don't know what's going on because I have to watch other movies apparently to figure out what's going on, and so
Oh, there's so many. Do
yeah,
you feel
because
that way about DC movies too? Like, are you not a fan of DC or Marvel?
I like the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. Batman Begins from 2005, The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Returns. Although the third one's kind of weak, but
Okay.
yeah, the with Christian Bale playing Batman, I like that.
It
But
is good.
yeah, those were the first two especially were really good, especially the second one with the Joker.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, who played the Joker? He's passed on already. I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Oh, he
Yes,
was amazing. Yeah.
that was really good. But as far as the newer ones, I've not seen any of the newer ones. So that I did watch the first Superman movie out of the new ones. I forget what it was called. Whatever it was called, I saw that. I didn't really care for that one too much, so I didn't bother
Mm.
because of that. I didn't really get interested. I can't remember what it was called now. Um, There's the first one where Superman was actually introduced into the universe, whatever it was called. Man of Steel? Was it called Man of Steel?
Oh, maybe. I don't know if I ever watched the Superman one.
So I know there's Batman versus Superman as well. So,
Oh
but
yeah, there's that one too.
I didn't see that. One says, one bad thing about the recent movies is that you have to be familiar with all the older movies. Yes, that's the problem. So yeah, every time I try to watch one, like I was saying, I don't know what's going on. So, but with No Way Home, the one that just came out, because Tobey Maguire was in it and I was familiar with his movies, it was fine. I knew what was going on. So at least part of it anyway. I mean, I didn't need to know what was going on,
Right.
for the other characters. Is what I mean to say. So it, but yeah,
That's
I would
oh, okay.
recommend this. I'm sorry. What'd you say? I cut you off.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, like, I'm surprised that came out in 2021 because I feel like people were just talking about that recently, but it's December. It was the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it seems like it just came out like I seems feel like I only saw it like a couple weeks ago. But yeah,
Yeah.
time's just flying so fast. So
I've been wanting to go to the movie theater so bad, but I should just get a red box. I don't know.
yeah. The so as far as getting back to his original question, so you are a fan of the Marvel universe? All right.
I like the Marvel movies, yeah. Just because I like action movies and stuff like that, and um, I just like action movies, so I feel like that's kind of why I more so like the Marvel movies. But I also like heist movies because they're like action. Just because they keep my attention. I feel like a lot of like dramas and like chick flicks or whatever, like I feel like people think like I like them because I'm a girl or something. Like they'll be like, "Oh, do you want to watch this?" I'm like, "No," like because like I feel like I have to something that keeps my attention. Otherwise, I want to be doing other stuff while I'm watching TV, which is fine. Like if I have other stuff to work on, but if I actually want to like sit and watch something, it has to like be kind of quick pace and fast moving and like stuff going on. Otherwise, and maybe it has to do with our attention spans nowadays because I feel like everything has to be so quick and short, or you just lose attention. It's probably
All
because I
right.
don't have a good attention span.
I can relate to. If something doesn't catch my interest, it doesn't have to be fast paced, but if it doesn't catch my interest, I will turn it pretty quickly. So I will stop
Yeah.
watching it pretty quickly. So I can relate, maybe not on the same level. It's something. If something is compelling, though, I will sit and watch it to the very end. So, but yeah, if it's not compelling enough, I will stop watching it for sure. So, and it doesn't mean that it has to be a lot of action or adventure. It's something that makes me that I just enjoy. So, but yeah.
Right. There are good movies like that too.
Mhm. So,
Lots
but
of
yeah,
good.
so yeah, I would. As far as the yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on these because I really have not seen enough of them. Just the original Iron Man from like 2008, I think it was, and then this one, and that's pretty much all I've seen. I have not seen any of the others in the middle. So, and obviously, I saw the Tobey Maguire ones, and I saw the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, and that was about it. So, and I do remember when Tobey Maguire's Batman came out, people are like saying that this is how they should be done, because up until then comic book movies were not done very well. Not some of them were done pretty well. I mean, Superman was in the 80s, because I remember that when I was a kid, and with Christopher Reeve. Well, the first two were done pretty well. After that they kind of went bad, and then there's also the other one I saw was with Wesley Snipes, Blade. Did you ever see Blade?
Blade or Blade Runner?
No, Blade, just
Blade,
Blade.
no, not Blade, no.
Really? Oh, okay. That's like that's a. Let me see right here. Yeah, this is here you go, Blade. Yes, where he plays a vampire hunter. It's a comic book movie.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's. I'm not usually into vampire stuff, but this was actually pretty good. Except for the really lousy CGI, or extremely bad, really really bad CGI. But aside from that, it's a pretty good movie. So. All right. So, well, I go over there. So, getting back, I guess we could talk about if Breaking Bad. I'm Better Call Saul. So, as far as Better Call Saul, I assume you're going to stick with it, as it's compelling enough
Yeah,
for you. So, yeah,
I think I'm
and
gonna finish watching the first season tonight, probably.
okay, and then I don't even sure. Hold on, let me bring that back up because the next, I know that I've been waiting for the last season to begin. Hold on, I'll bring that
Mhm.
up here. Oops, sorry. Got a pair of scissors in my hand. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Wow, that came out. Wow, it has been a while since 2015. So that's all.
This is
That's
the
right.
last episode?
Yeah, that's the first season came out in 2015 there. So,
Oh
um,
wow. I
but also,
wonder when they put out that last season, they're gonna really these people. Hopefully, they didn't age too much or change their look.
yeah, I think they'll be okay. I know Bob Odenkirk, who plays Saul.
Mhm.
He's looking a little bit older, but I think they did a pretty decent job of making him look pretty, like he hasn't aged very much. So,
Yeah. Usually, they can. They're really good at that.
yeah, and it has an episode here. Does it have a date? That doesn't have a date yet. So, yeah, I've been waiting. I don't even know about the season 5. When was the last season? And I hate
Like
all these.
Stranger Things. I feel like we've been waiting on that for like 4 years.
Oh, has it been that long? So,
I feel like it has. I don't know.
yeah, it's almost 2 years. Yeah, April of 2020 was the last episode. No, yeah, I know it's been a while.
Mhm.
So yeah,
That's like Stranger Things. Yeah. I mean, I guess probably COVID slowed everything down as well
that's true. That's true too. So,
because that was
but
right around that time.
yeah, I honestly I can't since I'm having problems remembering all the episodes, of course. But I would definitely recommend both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So I
Mhm.
obviously you're going to stick with it. So, but I didn't realize there's 5 seasons. For some reason, I only thought there were 4 seasons. I don't know why I thought that, but okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
there's a lot. It's going to take me a while. Hopefully, by the time that last one comes out, I can just go right to it.
Mhm. So let's see. Hold on. Oh, Odie says, I don't know if you noticed, but Spider-Man No Way Home is now the seventh grossing movie ever. Oh, interesting. Didn't know that.
I'll have to watch that maybe this weekend too.
And Blade is a vampire killer. This character will have a newer version in 2023 with I don't know how to pronounce the name. Sorry.
That must be an actor.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right.
Interesting. Huh. They're going to be redoing that as well.
Yeah, they're gonna do all of them. I don't want them to do the Blade. It should be left untouched. It was actually a pretty good movie. Wesley Snipes did a pretty decent job. In my opinion, they should not do that. So,
Yeah, there's some movies that they should just let it go.
mhm, yeah. So, alrighty. Well, let's see. We can go ahead and unless you had anything else you want to talk about Better Call Saul, we
Question.
can go ahead and start wrapping everything up, I guess. So, let's take a look at our question real quick. We're gonna go here. So, for this question, only 47 votes.
Yeah.
Let me bring it up here. So far, 77%. You ever been stuck somewhere due to the weather, such as at school or work? Uh, 77 yes, 15% no, and we got a tie with 4% saying almost glad I left, and no, but I wish I'd stayed. So, and let me double check see if any comments. No comments so far. So,
I mean, I
all
guess
right.
that could have been stuck somewhere could have also been your house. So, but I guess this was more so a place rather than your house. Maybe we
Yeah,
should do that.
yeah, yeah. Maybe we should word it slightly better. I mean,
Because
because technically people might be like you say, like they're saying that they got stuck at home and they're like, yeah, they considering that an answer. So,
yeah, I didn't even think of that until I just was like, wait a second, other than your house.
oh yes. So, unfortunately, YouTube does not allow us to edit, so we're stuck with
That's
this.
annoying. Okay, that's fine.
So, alrighty, anything you'd like to add before we say goodbye?
Other than stay safe if you got nasty weather coming your way or you've already dealt with it, be careful if you go outside and hope you can enjoy it and have a good weekend.
That's true. I will say where I'm at, it's not bad. In fact, the snow that was hitting like New York and and Philadelphia
Mhm.
area was didn't hit DC at all. I mean, it was just rain. It was just all rain. So we just got stuck. It was compared to what you got. It was like for me I was relieved. So I was worried for you. I was worried for you though, but but for
Yeah,
me I
they
was
were
like
saying like 3, 4 inches of ice, not snow, but just like ice.
ice, 3 or 4 inches
Yeah,
of ice. Wow.
yeah,
I think the thickest I've ever seen. It's not like snow that came down and melted and refroze and turned into ice. I mean, this is actually ice. Is that what you're like? It
yeah.
came
'Cause
down
it
as
was
ice.
like yeah, it was like hailing ice. Like it was ice raining, like freeze rain. It was like because when I went outside, it wasn't really snow, but it was like hard ice pellets. And then it just like since it was weird because just like a day ago it was almost 70 degrees, and then the next day it literally got to like 25 or something, and then it was freeze rain, and it was just sticking and like icing to the ground. Like I walk outside my apartment, I'm kind of I don't know, this place is something else, but they like didn't shovel the parking lot or the any of the sidewalks, they're all ice. I almost slipped earlier about to go get my mail. And I'm just like, we pay how much to live here and you can't shovel the place? But that's a
Oh,
whole other issue
oh.
I won't talk about.
That's yeah, I hate that. Where I live, it's the exact opposite. It's a private road, so we have to do it
Oh, you
ourselves.
have to do it yourself. Well, I almost would rather prefer like, well, I mean, I could buy equipment and stuff and do it, but it's like if I'm paying someone to do it, I'm not gonna go do it.
That's a good
I
point.
shouldn't have to go do it.
Right, right, right. So, well, well, I hope everything's safe. What is right now? So you still have like 3 or 4 inches of ice? Is it melting at all, or?
Well, it's pretty sunny out right now. So it was starting to melt. It was so the other day, like I went up to my car and I could barely open it because it was just frozen shut. But then when I went up there during the day, it would had all like melted off my car. So the ice was starting to melt. But then last night it refroze again. And now today it's melting again. So I'm hoping by tomorrow it'll hopefully be melted. Because I think this coming week here we have pretty decent weather than the 40s where it should start to melt a little bit more.
So where you're at, is it like is it like flat? Is it like the plains? Like is it really, or is it mountainous? Or how would you
Oh no,
describe?
it's more flat.
So so you got hills and mountains. You're not near the Appalachians, are you? You're not that, are you?
No, they're like about 3 hours from here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
no, not too close. It's pretty flat here.
So because I was when you said it was like 70 and then dropped down to like really cold, I when I went through Texas, it was a very flat area. The part of Texas I went through, it was in the middle of winter time, like January, like it is now roughly, and the winds came through and it dropped like that. It was like 70 and it dropped down to like 20 within like
Oh,
a really short period of time, like within like a half a day. It was like
yeah.
unbelievable. So but I assumed it was because it was just flatlands, like because the cold air, no mountains to stop the cold air from coming in or whatever.
Yeah, maybe that's why I didn't even think of that. But yeah, it's
So
crazy the weather this winter. It goes from like 10 to like 50 to 20 to 70, back to 20 in snow. I'm like, Mother Nature girl, you got to make up your mind because this is driving me nuts. Like, I don't know.
I think I said this back in December. I kept on saying like it was all this. We were getting like 70 degrees like for Christmas and New Year's, and I kept on saying it's gonna.
Mhm.
I bet you January is going to be the exact opposite. And sure, it's pretty much been that. It's been it's gotten, it's like it's catching up. The nice warm weather we were having here during December is now catching up to us here in this for January. So it's like a almost like it's I don't know, payback or something. I don't know.
Well, and the groundhog saw its shadow, and I'm just hoping that it's not true and it's just like, is it really legit that like the groundhog sees its shadow? We're really gonna have that much more winter. Like we're basing that on a
Well,
groundhog.
if
Uh,
you believe in ghosts, I guess it's true as well. So
yeah, anything can be possible. I kind of made a joke. Well, it was probably a bad joke. Well, I thought I read about it because like this, I think one of the towns, it might have been Philadelphia, that their groundhog died on Groundhog's Day.
Oh, poor little thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it was one of the and I was like, he probably and then there was something about, like, the groundhog, like, leaning against the tree. I don't know if I was just, like, reading it jumbled, but I was like, "Wait," when I was reading it, I was like, "Wait, did the groundhog die because it was so, like, upset and had a heart attack that we were having more winter and then it leaned against the tree and died?" I was so confused, and I was just like, "Wait, what's happening?" Because I thought that was the original groundhog when, like, the article headline made it seem like that, but it was some states. I didn't realize each state had their own groundhog. I thought it was, like, one
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought, oh,
there.
really? Yeah, I thought it was Pennsylvania. I thought the official groundhog was in Pennsylvania. I didn't know that. I
Oh,
didn't.
maybe it is then. I don't know. I might be jumbling that article because it was
Okay.
kind of confusing. Maybe the one in Pennsylvania died then. I could
Huh.
have sworn it says some city, but maybe they just have their own groundhog. I don't know.
It's possible. I don't know enough myself. I'm just what, yeah, who knows what's right. When I say something, it's just, I'm just remember, yeah, one of the things I've learned, I'm sure you've learned this as well, is there's a lot of myth out there and people start believing the
Yeah.
myths rather than the facts. So I have no idea. You're probably right. They probably do have, maybe each state does have their own, groundhog. Who knows? I'm not sure. So.
I'd be curious of other countries. Like if any of our listeners can tell us like if there's other countries that do stuff like this that base it off of maybe like a bird or like a different animal or something that bases the seasons or like if they'll be when spring's coming.
Yeah, I've never heard of any others. That's interesting to know. And I'm trying to think historically because one of my favorite historical fashions. I like Native American history, and I can't think of any Native American culture that did that. They did something like that
Mm.
either. So um,
Hmm.
I can't. And even like the other, I mean, my other favorite historical era was the American Civil War, but that doesn't really count. I can't think of anything that would cover that. So, but yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything. That's interesting. I wonder if the United States is the only country that's ever done that.
Which is crazy.
I don't even know how it started. Maybe we should do some research and find out how it started and see, what's
Yeah,
going on.
for next week.
Yeah, yeah. But so yeah, I'll look that up. I'll look that up. See, so the groundhog died on Groundhog Day. Does that mean? I'm just curious if he dies. I mean, does that mean we don't have to worry about his shadow ever again? I mean, if he's
I think
dead.
it was a specific towns. Like, I don't know if it was the main one. I could have sworn it was Philadelphia. Let me check quick and then we'll log off. Um, a celebrity groundhog dies before the big day. Milltown Mel, a groundhog who was offered predictions. So this was like 4 days ago. New Jersey's beloved weather predicting groundhog has died. So New Jersey must have had their own.
So does that mean they're stuck in perpetual winter for the rest of time?
I don't know. It sounds like bad luck to me. I don't want to be in New Jersey right now.
the how old was the groundhog? Did they say how old he was? Does it give an age? I'm just curious.
Let's see. We'll go to people. I probably should go to NPR, but
Doesn't say.
well, they canceled it because he died. It doesn't considering lifespan. Okay, so a lifespan of a groundhog is only about 3 years.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
Wow.
I could have sworn someone told me the other day. My coworker, I feel like it was, said they only live about 6 years,
Oh my God.
but so maybe he was about 3 years. It doesn't say in this article, but um, yeah, I don't think they live very long. That's really sad. I'm glad we don't only live 3 years old. Um, okay, 3 to 4 years, but they can live 8 to 12 years,
Oh,
and they've had groundhogs that passed 20.
oh,
But
that's
yeah, it doesn't say how old they were. Milltown Mill.
yeah. I can. If it, my cat barely made it to 19 when he died a few years
Oh,
ago.
wow.
So
That's
yes,
um a
that's pretty
strong
old.
cat
Yeah,
or stubborn. 6 years old.
6 years. Oh, okay, okay. Wow. So, well, I mean, I don't know if that's well, I'm not a superstitious person, but I wonder how many people are now being in New Jersey are like, oh my goodness, with if they're
Yeah,
being superstitious, like, what do we do? What if they're actually panicking?
yeah. I mean, at least it died like the day before, and it didn't die the day of. So I guess it's the day before. So maybe.
Was he died? You kind of broke up when you said that. What? Say it again. He died.
Oh, I think he died like the day before, so he didn't die on it. So that's better. So I feel like maybe they're good.
Okay. So,
I hope.
well, hopefully the people in New Jersey feel relieved by you saying that. So,
Oh,
I wonder if they had a funeral procession for him too. So,
oh, maybe. Yeah, that's sad.
alrighty. Well, OD said one final comment. He says he's looking forward for the next conversation with Katie. So cool. Alrighty. Thanks everyone. And don't forget if you'd like to support what we do, you could the affiliate link for NordVPN is in the description below. If you decide to purchase the service, that would help fund what we're doing. And we'll see you. Oh, and one more, today's episode was amazing. Congrats. Cool. Thank you. All right. Thanks everyone. We'll see you next week.